YouTubers, this is my first video and hopefully it won't be a long one. Now, the topic that I'm going to do today is the 5 movies that you won't want to watch alone. Now, the one that I'm going to start with today is The Exorcist. Now, everyone's heard of the possessed girl who can spin her head 360 degrees or more and can walk like a backward dog down the stairs. Now, every time you watch this movie, most people usually get the chills. Now, the film was released in 1973, and people expected it to be a silly comedy thriller, but they were so wrong. Now, to this day, 40 years later, people, even thinking about it, still have nightmares. Excuse me. Second one, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Every time you fall asleep, what do you think about? Do you think about the person who's beside you, or about winning the match tomorrow? Or do you think about when you fall asleep, your nightmares will come true? Serial killer Freddy Krueger stalks Elm Street, and every time people fall asleep, they get the worst nightmares, shall I say. The nightmares come to life, basically. Now, me personally, I've never seen the film, but I have watched bits of it. Same with most of these films I'm going to talk to you about anyway. And I don't find this film very scary, and every time people talk about it being terrifying and all that, I just think, really? Now, the third film I've chosen is The Shining. Yes, this film can be quite terrifying, especially when you see blood coming out the elevator or lift, whatever people call it. I call it lift since I live in England. And in The Shining, a family moves into a hotel and they can sense something that's wrong, but they still want to live there for some goddamn reason. Now, over time, the father starts speaking to himself and he starts turning mad with no explanation at all. Apart from there's ghosts in the hotel, well, yeah. I mean, the ghosts that he's talking to, that he says, are trying to persuade him to kill his family, which is turning him mad, because part of him wants to do it, but part of him doesn't, so it just mixes it, if you get what I mean. So yeah, but I mean, why would you get a family and then want to kill them all? I don't know. Anyway, now the fourth one that I've found is Scream. One of the most jump-tastic horror movies you'll ever watch. It's based on a true story that actually took place in the States a few years back, like in the 90s or 80s, either one. Now, the main character, Sidney Prescott, has to deal with a stalking serial killer that is knocking her friends, and she must destroy it herself. Now, this film is meant to be full of scares, full of jumps, make you have nightmares, stuff like that. But to me, this film doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem one of those scary horror movies, because to me, it just seems like a thriller, or even a comedy show. Now, the final one that I've chosen is The Green Inferno. Set around a group of activists hailing from New York, this film quickly descends into every traveller's worst nightmare. Now, when the activists reach their destination deep in the Amazon jungle, the group is taken hostage by a tribe that is sent to protect. But they soon become apparent that the tribes are cannibals and definitely not the ones in protecting. The movie star Lorenzo Iso and Ariel Levy is directed by Eli Roth, or Hostel and Cabin Fever fame. Roth ran into problems when attempting to find extras in the movie. He approached a local village but quickly realised that they had no idea what a fucking movie was. They were just clueless, mate. But I mean, the villagers were no idea what he was asking, anything like that. But I went through the whole internet last night, and I have been for about 2 days now. There's quite a few movies that I want to watch to see if they actually are scary. I mean, one of them was Poltergeist. Yes, I do admit that some people will find that scary. Me personally, I don't even find horror movies scary. I mean, I'm used to watching them. I've watched them since I was 6. So, and I'm like 13 now. So, I don't find them scary. But, yeah, that's basically my 5 movies that you shouldn't watch alone. And I know my voice is croaky, and it's because I've got a cold, but I can't help that. But please like this and subscribe, and I'll be very grateful, and I'll try to do some more movies daily. Bye!